All right.
Let's move on to the next subject. I want to ask Nick, can white people say the N-word?
Yes.
What?
Well, yeah, obviously they can. I say it all the time. So.
Great. I want to start. Isaac, you seem to disagree. Or can white people say the N-word?
Anybody can do anything as long as it's not breaking the law. So from a literal sense, yes, white people can say the N-word, but I question the reasoning behind wanting to say that word. Is it to feel powerful, to take back control? That was,
My point of view, right? I think nobody should say it. I really hate that the black community wants to perpetuate that word, want to keep that word alive. I think that's the stupidest shit ever. I honestly think that's the stupidest shit ever. Oh, we want to take back the power. Take back the power of the word? That word wasn't a good thing. You should want to destroy the power of that word. You should want to destroy that word completely. I think it's asinine to want to keep that word alive. So I think nobody should say that word. Yeah. In the words itself, trans women, not women. Trans man, not man. 100% agree.
that we took back from y'all because of that word. But all those scenarios aside, a white person can say the N-word, but I don't think it's right to say the N-word.
Burnout, do you have anything? Should white people be able to say the N-word?
Being that, in a sense, they kind of invented it, but the history behind it breeds a huge understanding as to why you shouldn't say it. I really don't understand why you would want to say it, other than to try to get a rise out of someone that it oppressed. So you can say it, but why? Why do you want to say it? Me personally, I don't think that you should. If you are really like a human being that wants to get over the hump of racism or wants to be progressive, I don't think that you should be doing that. You're contradicting yourself. But that's my opinion.
Christine, would it offend you if a white person said the N-word?
Listen, so there are people that'll say, oh, like my black friends let me say the N-word, or I got a pass. Well, if you say that to the wrong crowd of people, you might get jumped, you might get killed and things like that. So it's not, I mean, I get called ching chong, ling ling. It's not even on the same level though, because of like the history behind the word, and black people have got to reclaim that word for themselves. I don't see why people having the desire.
Why is it not the same level? This is a thing where, in my honest opinion, okay, I think slurs against Asian people is not the same level. It's because Asian people don't make it an issue. I believe that the Asian, saying ching, saying all these things, is not on the same level. Is because Asian people do not make it a big thing. Back in the West, back in like when the emergence of Chinese people, they were persecuted. They were, they were treated terribly, just as black people during that time. So, but they just didn't make, chink and all these slurs against them that big of an issue. They don't care. Okay. I mean, they care, but they don't care to the same degree as, let's say, the black community caring about the N-word. So I think we're building it in society as such a bigger word.
To claim ching chong and ling ling, but they just call Asian people that. So it's like, yeah, white people can say it, but it's like, you might have black friends that co-opt that and love that for you. But if you go to like the wrong area of town, or you go somewhere and you're willy-nilly saying it, you could get beat up.
She probably is lying. I mean, yeah.
Killed, all that stuff. And so that's all
that is black, or just to say, oh, why do you want to say it? That's the reason.
Damn racketeer was considered a fighting word, which meant that it was not protected speech. So there hasn't been any cases recently on this, but technically fighting words are not protected speech. And I wonder if in a context where someone uses that word, if it would fall under that doctrine. I don't agree with that doctrine. I don't think fighting words should be not protected personally, but that is what our laws are like right now.
Nick, before you respond, Jazz, do you think somebody could earn an N-word pass?
I just feel like, listen, I'm not for people not being able to say something or being able to say words based on their identities. I'm not for that. I just think it's cringy. Like, I've never seen a non-black person, especially a white person or someone that talks like me, where that word like rolls off the tongue and doesn't sound just gross and cringy. So, I mean, do I think anyone should get a pass? Not really. I just think people, if they want to use it. And the way you're perceived by society is on you.
Because you can't do it. I think that when it comes to the N-word and other slurs, it's protected under free speech. Like, a lot of conservatives like to say that, oh, I have the free speech to do this. Yes, you do, but you also have, to face the consequences. So this isn't a matter of like, can white people say the N-word? Of course they can, but do you still want to say that word knowing that your business will suffer, your social reputation will take a nosedive? I don't think people
You will get canceled. You will get canceled.
should fear for their life for saying that. But if you want to say that word and consequences come to you, then that's just you make your bed. So now lie in it.
I find it's funny with the left. I do find it funny with the left where in certain things that they believe in, it is okay for consequences. Yet when it's something that if they receive consequences, they cry about it. Like, let's say the Charlie Kirk thing where so many people were celebrating Charlie Kirk's death on social media, literally made videos celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. And they cried because they were canceled. They cried because, you know, they got fired. I mean, Jimmy Kimmel was temporarily fired. They cried for that. So it is okay to cancel someone you disagree with. But when you get canceled for doing something that other people disagree with, why, you know, we shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be canceling. The hypocrisy there is idiotic.
Go ahead, Christine.
That Lily Gaddis girl that gained 20,000 followers for saying the N-word on TikTok, and she's getting paid by all these outlets to do interviews. There are white people, yes, you will use the N-word and you will get loved by people on that side and welcomed into the right wing and the conservative side of Twitter. So that's why I think some people would want to do that, because they want to be edgy and they want to monetize off of that, because there are some people that agree with them and think that it's funny and that they'll do that. So
now she's getting hate by the same people she was appealing to, so that never worked out for her.
Yeah, exactly. People calling her Jewish and things like that, which
Go ahead, continue showing yourselves. I have no problem with that.
Okay, well, before
Can I jump in here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you know, it is sort of crazy because, you know, this is a word that, let's just stop pretending. It is considered the same in any context. If someone utters the word, even if they mean no harm, even if it's not directed at a black person, even if it's not directed in a derogatory way, uttering the word, this is why we call it the N-word. We can't even, in the context of this conversation, and there's a proposition, should we say it, should we not say it? We're not even allowed to utter the syllables because we all know we don't want that clip to go around because we get canceled. And people on the panel say if you say it, you should be struck down and killed or beat up, some, not all. And this is something a lot of people do believe. You see videos on the internet where it's like, oh, this guy said the N-word, then this guy hit him with a skateboard and knocked him out. That was awesome. He had it coming. The only other entity that I can think of where to this day people say should be killed if you offend them is God. Like that, if you commit blasphemy in certain cultures, they'll kill you. And that's on the same level today. In the same way that Christians won't say GD, they won't say that because it's blasphemy, it's a sin, you go to hell, you have to go to confession. It's like that today with the N-word, which like children, we have to, like the F word, I said the S word, we still have to say the N-word. And I think this speaks to the level of the whole country, as we all know, is walking around on eggshells not to offend the black people. We all know you can offend white people, Hispanics, you can offend Asians, you can heap discrimination and racism on Arabs, Muslims, even Jews on some level. But we all know, black people, careful what you say, or else you'll be canceled. If you're not in good standing, if you don't have the stamp of approval, you'll get shouted down. And I think it's totally ridiculous. So I totally oppose it. I think that, you know, look, it's a word, sticks and stones, break my bones, etc. People get called retard. People get called all kinds of other things. People can say things that are even meaner, that are more personal. But for some reason, blacks are this protected class. You can't say their special word. I think it's total joke. I think that if whites and blacks want to live together in harmony, there has to be a real mutual basis of equality. Nobody's ever said that there's things off limits you could say about white people. Jamie Foxx can go on SNL and say, I play Django, I get to kill a lot of white people, which is pretty awesome. You talk about killing white people on TV, that's fine. You utter the syllables of a slur, suddenly you're a racist? Like Michael, or what's his name, Kramer from Seinfeld? It's totally insane. It's got to go. And by the way, that's for the benefit, I think, of both people in the whole country, both peoples, blacks and whites. I think we should be able to say it, and it's funny.
So I wanted to, real quick, guys, this is Aiden speaking. So it was my birthday a year ago. I was on stage with Chief Keef and we were rapping together, Don't Like. I asked Chief Keef on stage with him, I said, can I say it? You sure? You sure? He says, yes. I ended up rapping the lyric and I said
them as a joke. And then to sit there and be like, oh, it's going to breed equality if we can say it. No, it won't. What's going to breed equality is you listening to black people, hearing their preference when it comes to something that oppresses them, that has painted their history for years.
It's so oppressive that you like to use it. This is the like Nick is saying that we should all use it. I'm saying no one should use it. Right? No one should use it. That is the equality. No one uses it. This is the problem Why you keep on perpetuating that word, taking back the power of that word? You should destroy that word. I think it's such an idiotic take. Taking back the power of that word? No, you are keeping that word alive. It's so stupid that anyone who say, "Oh, we are taking back the power of that word." No, you are keeping the power of that word alive. That's what you're doing. You're keeping the power of that word alive. It's so idiotic. I don't understand why black people keep on trying to have this take. Just get rid of the word.
Years because of the actions of others, and take into account and respect that. Because if we can respect not to say cracker or offend any other race, why is it so hard to do this?
But Burnout, real quick, if everyone wants equality, so shouldn't everyone be able to say any word they want? Because think about it, if you're
why are you trying to like equate equality to saying words and not basic human things like the right to food, the right to home? Like, you're trying to make something fit where it does not have any prevalence.
Okay.
Well, all because you feel like.
I just had a question. If you guys in here thought it was wrong for me after getting permission 3 times, you guys went through slavery, went through.
You're telling me I oppressed people? I
Do
didn't
you
oppress
hear yourself
anybody.
though?
I didn't oppress anybody. What do you mean?
Subject. We're talking about black people, and you're bringing up Italian people for what? For what?
You basically talk about us being triggered over words, but I feel like a lot of conservatives get triggered just as easily. If we call you guys
trigger me.
I'm not talking specifically you, but I remember you guys boycotting people because they called Trump supporters deplorables, or you'll boycott another company because they said this thing, they said that. So I think that both people, like everyone has the free right under the Constitution to boycott and the free market take place whenever someone does something or says something that the country does not approve of. So I think it's very hypocritical that you're saying, "Oh, black people don't let me say this," when you guys will be quick to boycott us if we said something y'all didn't like. That's literally just how society works, and there's nothing wrong about it.
Yeah, I'm just arguing people should be able to say it. I agree. I mean, people can react how they want, but I'd also add.
Oh, but they're canceling us. Do you not think that people should be canceled for saying the N-word? Yes or no?
No, absolutely not.
Then you're against the free market then. So you're basically.
Sam, what's up? Getting rid of the word gives it more power than if anyone can say it. No one fishes at a lake until there is a sign that says no fishing. Now, I don't necessarily disagree, right? I don't necessarily disagree. I mean, Sam makes a point, right? A logical point. But at the end of the time, it's at the end of the day, here's my thing, right? Here's my thing where if everyone says it, it's still, you're giving the word power, okay? Because here's the thing where the black community sees that as a negative, okay? It has power. That word has power regardless, okay? I'm saying that if we can make a society where, okay, if that word is terrible, don't say it at all then, right? Let's just try to get rid of that word completely. No one says it. Now, yes, I see the logic in that where you're still giving that word power, but at the end of the day, I just, I'm saying either or, okay? If saying everyone can say it, but one side still gets hurt, it still has that kind of negative power, okay? But if no one says it, okay, yes, it has power because you're trying to ban it, but at least it's no one saying it. At least I think. I mean, yeah, maybe people will still say it, but I don't know. I just think that you want to take the moral high ground and not say it at all. That's kind of what I'm thinking, but I get what you're saying. I get it. Making it a taboo does give it power. I understand, but we also have to think taboos are not rampant. Yes, there's some underlying power to it. I definitely agree, but let's say this: incest is a taboo. Okay, incest is a taboo. It's not rampant in society. It does give it power in a say, but it's not rampant in society. So it does make it a taboo. So it gives it very kind of like sort of a power kind of thing. But C-Wag, what's up? Oh, you love Nick Fuentes. You know what? I mean, I'm kind of liking him banning words.
Contradicting your point. That people should be able to
because I don't think there's anything morally wrong with saying a word. I think that if a person, and by the way, I'll just say, I think if a person has demonstrated that they hate another race, I think that's wrong. As a Catholic, I think that's wrong. But saying a word in any context, like Aiden said, you could say it as part of a song, and I may not be a little edgy, whatever, make a joke about it, but saying a word in the context of a song is obviously harmless. You're singing the song, you say the words in a song. You like the artist, you say the word in the song. But, we've seen legitimately people get shut down because, on TikTok, when they do the lip syncing, they do this when they do the N-word. They say, when the N-word comes up, they do this. Because it's like not even saying it, but lip syncing it as part of a song, people consider so immoral that they'll get contracts taken and everything like that. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with uttering a word, even if you might find it offensive. And, again, context is everything. If someone is using it in a super derogatory way because they hate black people or something like that, I think that is different than people that say it when they're discussing it, people that say it in a song. It is a term of endearment among the black people. Same is true of other slurs. Gay people call each other faggots. Women call each other bitches. I'm sure retards call each other retards or something. That's just society.
I don't think that part, right? I don't think retards call each other retards. I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, I do agree. I mean, I think incest is a taboo. I think it is a taboo, but yes, it is illegal. So you're right. It's part of the illegal part. I was trying to think of an example, right? I was trying to think of an example that is taboo and it's not, it has a bit of power, but it's not rampant. So I don't know. I don't know. Marrying your cousin? Well, I guess that's still incest in a way. I don't know. I'm trying to think of one.
What's really going on with the N-word is it's more about this social station that blacks occupy and you can sit there and say, well, I don't think they should be beat up. But, just like Chief Keef doesn't speak for all black people, you don't either. A lot of black people take that as a sign. I can kill, I can punch, I can maim somebody. I think that's wrong.
Heaven, I want to ask you a question, Isaac, before you go, to include more people. Heaven, you said earlier that people should expect to be beat up or murdered if they say the word. Is it the same repercussions if they say the soft A versus the hard R?
Me personally, I just feel like they shouldn't say it at all. I was raised a little different. As a black person, like, yeah, I can say it, but my family didn't let me say it. I feel like I really do feel like it's just like classless and tasteless to say. I feel like if you want to say that word, like everybody else has said on the panel, like just expect whatever that happen. My stance is still the same. I don't think anybody should say it.
But is it equal if Nick said the soft A versus the hard R? Is it the same level of offensive?
Yes.
Okay, Isaac, go ahead.
Yeah, I just think that I agree with the statement that people should be able to say whatever they want. What I have a problem with is that Nick Fuentes seems to be of the opinion that whenever they face consequences for saying something that's socially unacceptable, that's wrong. People practice their free speech and boycotting or calling somebody out or, getting fired or, something bad happening to them that isn't against the law. That is perfectly fine. So you can say the N-word all you want, but do not be surprised when you face societal repercussion for that. That's just
That I do agree with, right? That I do agree with. I mean, you can do whatever you want, just don't be surprised about consequences. That goes for everyone. Just like I said, with the Charlie Kirk thing, those are the consequences. Okay? I mean, I think they are relatively kind of on the same level of consequences, right? You do something negative, you do something bad, you get fired. Okay. I mean, I don't say you should get beaten up and killed. I would never say that because that's not a comparative, right? That's not a comparative consequence to, let's say, saying something bad. Getting beat up for saying something is no. I don't agree with that.
How the world works.
Burnout, can I ask you, is it the same level of offensive if a white person said the soft A versus the hard R?
I definitely take more offense to the hard R. But if you want to use the A, I'm just gonna look at you like, you're not a person I would deem of viable character. Like you're not really somebody I would respect just off of the strength of that. I wouldn't look at you twice. I wouldn't consider you as a person. I wouldn't really give you much. I would just be like, oh, and move on because it doesn't really deserve attention. When people who know the history behind it want to say it, still, even knowing that in the proximity of Black people, it's either out of wanting to be down or wanting to get a rise.
That's interesting, right? That's interesting what Wise said. The person who says suffer the consequences is most likely to cause the consequences. That could be true. That could be true. Now, I wouldn't. That's the thing where I'm not in no position to make someone suffer consequences for their actions. I don't care. Okay. What I do is actually just point it out, right? Point out the bad behaviors or whatever, but I'm not trying to. I don't care that enough, right? I don't care enough to make someone suffer consequences for their actions. I wouldn't care.
in any type of situation, you're gonna get neither from me. Like I don't really care to like integrate myself into that type of relationship with anyone, especially if we've spoken about it. If you know where I stand and you still choose to.
More subject. It's actually a great one. It's a two-parter. So I want everyone to go in order. Would you say you're happy in life right now? And
Oh, I think they're done with that. Well, I mean, that's thing about the race part. So what do you guys think?